Hi friends, it's Terry Stewart, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'm here with another idea for the October Paper Pumpkin Kit, the HoHoHo Kit. And on this card, we'll see Santa and his sleigh are coming to town. So I'm going to turn the camera around so we can jump right into the stamping fun. If you get sick when the camera moves, you better look away now because it's moving. And I know you're going to see my big head, my big light, my ceiling. Okay. Oh, the camera, the phone. Oop, it's still moving. Don't look yet. Okay. I think I have gotten it positioned there. And you should see my paper pumpkin kit. And let me see if there's joining us on. Okay. There I am. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, we're good. Everything's good. Paper Pumpkin Kit. This is the kit that came October 2022. It's HoHoHo. I did an unboxing kit video for this kit a week or so ago. And I made this kit card right from the kit, following the instructions and everything that came in the kit. Then I did a couple more videos showing some alternates using a stamp set from the kit and some DSP and some other little goodies. You can go back and catch that video. Here's the one I did last week using some puffy paint. You can see the details on that. Isn't that cool? Also, same stamp set, just added my own cardstock. This is the stamp set. We're going to be using that today, so I'm going to take that out. Next month, the kit, you have until, well, I guess it's this month now. It's November. You have until November 10th to subscribe, and you will get a coordinating kit. The kit is called From the North Pole. It's a gift tag kit. I believe it makes 18 tags. If you're a subscriber, you can also add on these North Pole sacks, and they are food safe, so if you want to put a home baked treat in there, then you'll have a tag from the kit and you will have some gifts all ready to go. The kit did make 9 cards, 3 each. This is the one I made. You can go back and watch that video. So let me set this kit aside and the cards that I've already made. Now I'll show you the card that I have now. Okay, there. This is the card I'll be showing today with a little bit of a twist. I put the Santa on and I colored him with some blends, which are Stampin' Up's alcohol markers, but I wanted to dress him up a little bit, and I have these Pearlized Enamel Effects. We have a red one, real red, and there's also a black one, but I'm going to use that today. I'm going to use the white today. And I'm going to dress up his hat. So, this is the ingredients I'll be using today. I have a card base in soft suede. I have a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock, a piece of Sahara sand, a piece of basic vanilla, and a scrap of vanilla that we will be stamping on. So let me get to that right now because I am going to be stamping with Memento. I'm going to be stamping Santa's head with that. And the reason I'm using Memento is because if I used an water-based ink, like I initially thought I would use soft suede, but the Pearlized will, because it's liquid, it will draw in the water and it will bleed. So I'm using Memento ink to avoid that. And I also want to use some of my alcohol blends to color Santa. So here, we'll put Santa's face down. And normally what I would do I would color him and do with my Pearlized Enamel Effects, but I'm going to show you. So this is one I did last week, and it's all dried up. So you can see it's got a red hat with a pearlized, and the white is, it looks pearl, where the red kind of just looks shiny. The white actually has a pearl effect to it. Now, I was playing around with my natural tone blends. Those are the alcohol markers, and I was different skin tones that I was using for Santa. So this is 700, which is I think a medium light, and then I went to the medium darks, 400, because I could not find my medium markers. But lo and behold, I was able to. So just before I came on air, live, I did some more Santas, and with the various natural tones. So we went from 700 all the way down. So 600 and 500 are the medium tones that I have found. Yay! And these were the medium dark tones. So looking at them, I think I'm going to go with the Santa, the number 500 one. So let me pull that one. I can find it over here. I've put it off to the side. And this is 500. So I'm going to bring in a scrap paper. And because these alcohol markers do bleed through, I mean, not a lot, but just to be on the safe side, I am going to use a scrap paper because I like to keep my workspace pristine. So I'm just doing his face. And that's done. And I'm going to give him, I think I'm going to give him a pink nose. So I'm going to use number 700 to do his nose and give him a little bit of a pink nose. All right. So we can set that aside and do some more stamping. Let me bring back that scrap paper and put my inks aside, my enamel effects. Sorry for that. I have a little bit of cold. I hung out with my grandson last week because he wasn't feeling well, and he has shared his germs with me, which is good. I'm not feeling bad. I just have a little tickle in my throat now and then. So there's Santa in his sleigh. And now I'm going to put that on a block and using my soft suede ink. So here we have ink that is the same color as the cardstock. Now, my chamois is a little wet, so I've gotten some white, some wet spots. I'm just going to turn that over. And before I do that, I'm going to crisp up that score line so it stays flat. And then just ink. And I'm going to have Santa's sleigh coming from the left to the right. And I'm going to try to get some more Santas. I think I kind of was a little skimpy with Santa on my sample. So I'm going to make sure I get lots of Santas and reindeer on this card. Maybe another one down here coming off the side. And then we'll start over and add some more Santas. Maybe kind of in between. So Santa is really truly coming to town, and he's bringing his reindeer and his sleigh. He's going to visit all the good boys and girls, as we know. And maybe one more up here. Okay, so that is our base. And now I can get rid of my scrap paper. And for the inside, or for the sentiment on the front, right from the stamp set, is Santa Claus is coming to town. So I'm gonna, it doesn't quite fit on that. Let me bring this big block back in. There we go. And these are firm foam ink pads, and they ink very well. So you have no need to mush, you can just lightly tap. And then because it's photopolymer, you can look through and make sure that it's inked well. And I'm going to stamp this a little bit to the left or the right hand side so I can put a fishtail. I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Now for the inside, my sample doesn't have anything, but I think we're going to do, maybe, let's just do a sleigh on the inside. So let me bring back this Santa sleigh, and here is my vanilla piece for the inside, and just a light tap, and we'll put Santa down here across the bottom. And then I can, at a later moment, decide what greeting I'll use on the inside. So let's adhere that down. And then we'll be working with our, well actually, I normally stamp everything and then assemble, but these Pearlized Enamel Effects, they take a couple minutes to dry. So I am going to assemble my card and then put those enamel effects on and set my card aside to dry. So here's my piece of cherry cobbler. Check out my blog, stampinghair.blogspot.com. I'll have all the measurements for this card. The link is below. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the description below for the link. And if you're watching Facebook, I'll put a link to that blog post so you can find the dimensions, the supplies and cutting dimensions. And this is going to go just a little more than halfway down. And then for this piece, I'm going to bring in my snips. I'm going to snip a little bit off. We don't need it quite that long. And then I'm going to do the flag. And here I'm going to just snip in the middle and then up from each corner towards that middle snip, and I'll make a nice flag end. There we go. And a little bit of adhesive behind here, and then just center that like so. So you should, if you're liking this card, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can bring you more fun projects. Like and follow my Facebook page too, so you'll get alerted the next time I go live. So here is our Santa. And I want to use the Pearlized Effects on this. But before I do that, I'm going to fussy cut him out and adhere him to the front, and then I can set that aside as it dries. Now I will have to be careful and not put my thumb or lay something on top of it. That's why I would recommend that if you're not on Facebook Live doing this, that you make several Santas at once and just leave them overnight, and then when you come back in the morning, you will have lots of Santas that you can fussy cut out and use for your cards. And you won't have to be like me to set this card aside and worry about sticking my thumb or something into it. So for this one, I'm going to use some dimensionals. Oh, there's Santa. And I love dimensionals. And I use every last bit of them, so you can just snip off the ends and use them. And that's what I'm going to do, because I use a lot of dimensionals and I get every last one that I can use. That's what I do. I use. And so I use a lot of dimensionals. I think if you followed me at all, you know, I think just about every project I ever use has dimensionals on it. So whereas this one I used, I colored his hat with the dark cherry cobbler blend, and I used Wink of Stella. I think I even used a white watercolor pencil on his trim on his hat and his pom-pom. and then his face was just the blends. This one for this Santa, I'm going to use the Pearlized Enamel Effects on his fur trim and the red for his hat. So I am going to adhere it down and then show you how I use these enamel effects. So it's gonna kind of be, he's gonna be jolly and tilted a little bit to the left. And the first color is red. And this, the Pearlized Effects does bead up like water does. So I'm trying to get right to the corners of where the ink is, but not go over because it will cover. So for this crease in the hat, I'm going to be very careful to go around that. And I'm kind of squeezing a little bit and then using the nozzle to push it out to the ends. And because I don't want a very it to bubble up to be like the tension in water, I'm putting on a light coat of it. I'm not making it really thick. And the thicker it is, the longer it takes to dry. And so I'm just putting a little in, trying to move it around so it's not too thick and will dry rather quickly. And I think that looks good. Maybe just a little bit over here towards that crease in his hat to, there we go. So I think I'm happy with the red. And now I'm going to bring in the white. And I'm going to put a little dab down for his pom-pom. Squeeze a little bit out. And again, move it around. So it's not a lot of tension, it's more flat. And then for his hat, same thing, I'm going to squeeze a little bit out and kind of push it around with the nozzle up close but not over the stamped line. And again, I don't want a lot because I don't want it on super heavy. That will take a lot of time to dry. And then once I get the amount I want, I'm going to kind of swirl my tip into it to give it some fluffiness, or there we go. All right, so there is the Santa head with the Pearlized Effects. Can you see? Now I'll set this aside so it can dry. And I would love for you to leave me a comment and tell me which Santa head you prefer. Do you like the flat one or do you like the one with the Pearlized Effects? So let me set this aside, and I wanted to show you where I found some of these items. So in the mini catalog, the July to December mini catalog, you can find those Pearlized Effects. Actually, not on this page. That's for embossing. Here's the Pearlized Effects, page 59. They come in a set of 3. You get the real red, black, and white. So you can check those out, page 59. And then the rest of the ingredients you can find in the annual catalog on page 123. I've used the soft suede cardstock and ink, the Sahara sand, a little piece of that, cherry cobbler, cardstock, and you can, if you wanted to, here's the Stampin' Blends and cherry cobbler also. The other blends, those natural tones, are page 128, and they're right down here. And I use the medium for his face, but and then the medium light for his nose. So there you go. If you have any questions, please hit me up. I'll bring back the one that's kind of wet, needs to dry a little bit. Remember, follow my blog for all the dimensions and ingredients for this project. Like and follow my Facebook page so I can bring you more fun projects. And like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And until next time, remember, stamping is fun. Bye.